Hi, welcome to another edition of DockDogs TV. This is kind of a special edition. I'm Jim Zelasco.
And I'm Grant Reeves.
And I'm here today talking with Grant. We're going to be talking all about Worlds and the road to Worlds. Grant, thanks again for joining me on DockDogs TV. Some exciting news now. Everything appears to be finalized for Worlds as far as the road to it.
It's been amazing, Jim. We've worked really, really hard. I apologize, my voice is a little hoarse this week. It's 70 degrees outside in March here, and I've got a cold. Go figure that one out, but that's all right. We're getting through it. We've been working really hard in the office and with the venues, and the DockDogs World Championships is ready to be announced, and we're announcing it here and through a press release simultaneously. So I'm pleased to say it's going to be in Dubuque, Iowa, with the Five Flags Center and the Dubuque Chamber of Commerce, and we've done a 3-year deal, so we know where Worlds is going to be for the next 3 years, and it's always going to be on the November 15 to 18 weekend for the next 3 years. People can plan accordingly.
So 3 years straight in Dubuque. All right, we all know where it's at, so no excuses. You know when and you know where. You just got to get your invite. Grant, how are we going to get those invites?
Well, we're going to start off right away. We're going to start inviting the people from last year's World Championships that are grandfathered in. They earned their invites to come back and compete at the World Championship level. Right after that, the invitations from National Championships, which now is no longer, but the people that were at National Championships for this year alone will also earn invites. They have to accept them within 10 to 12 days this year and confirm their participation, because if they don't, we're going to pass them on to the next qualified person. And it's a divisional format this year from that point forward as well at World Championships. So what's really unique about the divisional format is whether you're the 9-foot jumping dog or the 29-foot jumping dog. And we can say 29 feet now.
Right.
At 29-foot jumping dog, you're competing against all those dogs in your division. It's going to be an awesome, awesome World Championship. We expect somewhere between 300 to 400 teams to participate in the DockDogs World Championships.
So Grant, is there anything unique about Dubuque and the World Championships there?
You know, one of the reasons we chose Dubuque is because Dubuque and the surrounding region are huge DockDogs fans. And we've been there since 2005 at the America's River Fest. I've been there 4 of those years myself. In 2010, we had the National Championships there with great success. And the Five Flags Center lends itself really well. It's going to be an indoor event, 4 pools. What's really unique about it is we are having a Saturday night feature and a Sunday matinee feature of finals for the crowd, and there's 2,100 seats in the building. In addition to that, we've taken the Friday night social and moved it as our main year-end banquet to the Friday night. And if you think about it, all the people are going to be there that are going to be winning the awards this year based on the invitation process. And most importantly, the hotels are family friendly. It's really going to be a huge event. Dubuque Chamber of Commerce and the Five Flags and the supporting hotels are absolutely wonderful partners. So we're really excited about it. It's going to be an event that you definitely don't want to miss. And the nice thing about it is, again, November 15 to 18, Dubuque, Iowa, for the next 3 years. The reality of it is you can plan your holidays around the world.
Okay, Grant, so we've established where Worlds is and how long it's going to be there. It sounds like a great and fantastic location. Now, what about the roads leading to it?
Well, we've come up with this program. It's called All Roads Lead to the 2012 DockDogs World Championships. And in addition to all the qualifying stuff that we've talked about, you know, last year's World Championships, they're going to be invited, and that's going to start next week. They have to accept within 10 to 14 days, or we pass it on to their next qualified person. Then they have Nationals, which is now obsolete, but we're honoring the placements of Nationals next year to Worlds. But then you come into what we call the Regional Championships. We have 4 of those events replacing the National Championships from last year. And they're in the Canadian region, they're in the Eastern region, Central region, and Western region. And we've got the dates and the times confirmed, and we want to make sure we're announcing them here, absolutely. The first one is going to be one of my favorites. The Three Rivers DockDogs Club found a great facility and venue in Wisp Resort down in Maryland. And they've stepped up with us. Wisp is partnering with us on the Eastern Regional Championship. This year it's June 29, 30, and July 1. And let me tell you, it's a phenomenal venue. They're closing the venue down basically for us with the exception of a couple other social parties, but we're going to turn the whole place into Dogtown. They have an adventure park there. Friday night is going to be our night at the adventure park, roller coasters, everything else you want to do. It's going to be a phenomenal, they're extending a phenomenal price to have a go play on it all kind of program. Saturday night, and there's more to come on this, so be very careful about this because this is going to be a really unique thing. Saturday night social is at all 4 regionals are going to be an outdoor themed barbecue, but we're doing DockDogs Has Talent. What we've learned, Jim, well, we're all passionate about our canine companions and stuff. There's a lot of unique talent within the DockDogs community worldwide. So we're gonna basically put a spotlight on it, and people can enter a talent contest with a chance to win a trip to World Championships. So it's a unique opportunity. There'll be more coming on that. Okay. But basically at Wisp Resort, we're running 2 to 3 pools depending on the number of entries. It's going to be a divisional format. The top 4 dogs from each division will earn an invite. Again, Wisp Resort, the Eastern Regional Championships, June 29, 30, and July 1. 2 weeks later, we're making our way up to Cornwall Island in Cornwall, Ontario for the Canadian Regional Championships. This is just outside the Indian Reserve. The actual event is on Indian land, and they are so enthusiastic to see the Ontario DockDogs and all the competitors from the Northeast United States all converge on that. And what's important here, it's really important to note, you don't have to live in that region to compete at that regional championship. You can go to all of them or one of them. It doesn't matter. It's a very unique opportunity. The date's going to be July 13 to 15, 2012, Cornwall Island, Ontario. It's going to be awesome. And then we're going to make our way in August to what we call the Central one. The Central Regional Championships is going to entail all of the Central United States, and we put that up in northern Arkansas, about an hour and a half north of Little Rock in Conway, Arkansas, and it's going to take place August 17th to 19th, and that's going to be the Central DockDogs Regional Championships. And then we're going to take care of our people out west. Last year, the Las Vegas Club did a great event with the Western Days program. This year, we're going to be October 12th to 14th, Las Vegas, and you're not going to want to miss that event. If I know the Vegas people, they go crazy. And then you got 4 weeks till you got to be at Worlds. It's going to be an awesome job. These things are going to be huge events for everybody.
That is huge, and that is a ton of information.
It was a long-winded one, but we had to get it all out
there. And that's fine. Yes, you're right. We did need to get it out there. So let me just back up and reiterate just a couple things to make sure people got the points. So far, what I'm hearing is if you get your invite, you only have so many days to accept. Otherwise, it's going to get passed down.
Absolutely. We can't drag it out and drag it out. We need confirmation right away so we can plan about it.
Okay. And you have these regional championships. You have the Canadian one, which is, again, that is...
we're going to open up with the Eastern Championships at Wisp Resort, June 30th to July 1st.
Okay, so last weekend of June, the weekend just before 4th of July.
Yep.
And then you're moving up to the Canadian regionals.
Absolutely.
And then after that, you have the ones down in Conway, Arkansas.
Absolutely.
And that is in, I'm sorry, what?
It's going to be August 17 to 19.
17 to 19. And then in October, out in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, and that's going to be a blast of an event. Those guys are really, they're very enthusiastic about. All the venues are totally ecstatic about having actual regional championships there. And they're rolling out the red carpet for us.
All right, Grant, so this is a lot of information, a lot of exciting things. So we have a DockDogs Has Talent, or DockDogs Got Talent.
I tried DockDogs Got Talent, I couldn't get it out, so it's DockDogs Has Talent.
Okay.
And as I said before, we have a lot of talent. Like I said, 3 world records already this year have been broken. But the people themselves are so passionate about the sport, but they also are very eclectic, in some extent, very talented group outside of what they do with our dogs. So we're going to shine a light on that. And people are going to be able to put talent. It doesn't matter if it's tap dancing, comedian, ventriloquist, singer, rock band, it doesn't matter. Bring it on. We want to see it.
There we go. That'll be exciting. That's fantastic. And then the other thing I picked up on is this is all divisional formats.
That's the unique part about it. I mean, the reality from every regional championship, the top 4 dogs in each division are being invited to the World. So you're going to have the best of the best in each division. It's not just about the big jumping dogs. It's not just about the specialty classes. It's about everybody. It's going to be a really big program.
And then there's the socials at each regional qualifier.
The theme this year is outdoor barbecues. We're praying for good weather. We're going to have covered there, but it's all going to be Saturday night, and we end the timeline so everybody can enjoy the Saturday night program.
So obviously there's going to be a lot of little technicalities and things to this, and I'm sure people are going to have some questions. Are there any that you want to touch on right now and try to address straight away?
Well, believe it or not, I do read the forum and I stay up to date on as much as I can with all the things that we have going on. But one of the real hot topics has been, what if I qualify for the Worlds today as a senior dog, but I don't want to jump out of the senior division and I'm getting better. Well, the reality of it is we want these people to be true to themselves, true to the sport, and true to the community. So we will never take an invitation away that's been accepted. So if you, Jim and Haley, qualify as a senior and you take a senior position, you go out and compete the rest of the year, because now Worlds isn't till November, and you become a master title dog. That's not a problem for us. We're just going to put you in the master division. We don't want to penalize the person for doing well and going to more events. And we encourage people to go to more events and get better and better, because we truly want to see the best dogs in each division. So regardless of when you get your title, regardless of when you get your invitation, you will always jump at Worlds at your current title.
Okay. So, like you said, Hallie and I get an invitation, titled as a senior, but between that time and the time Worlds happens, we actually get a master title. We're still going to Worlds. We don't lose that invitation, but we will be competing in the Masters division.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
And that's going to make it for real, honest, wholehearted competition. You're going to truly have the best of the best dogs in each division.
Now let me ask you this. What if we make it in senior? We got our invitation. It was just a fantastic weekend. We had a wonderful time, but it really was kind of a fluke, and my dog's really not a senior title dog. And after the 3 events, such as the rules say, if there are that many between then and Worlds, we actually fall back and could back title, then what is the situation?
Yeah, the rule book is there, and the same rule would apply. We always have dogs that get hurt. We have dogs that sometimes are growing old and just can't do it anymore. And dogs that just, have peaked and now they're starting to go backwards. So we have what we call the active title, and we have what we call an achieve title. So if Haley was a senior dog and had an achieve title of that and won an invitation in that, but you were managed to go to 3 more events this year and you never jumped senior, then you can apply for what they call an active title, a reduction in your active title. You'll never lose that achieve title, but you can apply for that reduction and compete as an active dog. And if you're title in that division, it works both ways. We're going to be fair. We want the best of the best in each division.
Okay, all right. No, that does sound fair, and it sounds like the right way to go about doing that. So there are going to be some other technicalities. Anything else you want to touch base on, try to address?
Yeah, a couple of the things. At the regional level, we've introduced this new Iron Dog division, and it's a hot topic. I mean, everybody's getting into it. I'm seeing dogs that would never try Iron Dog doing it and doing well. So at the regional level, we're not going to run individual Iron Dog qualifying rounds like we have in past at Worlds or at Nationals, where you come and you sign up for Big Air, you sign up for EV, maybe you didn't do Speed Retrieve, but then you have to go back and do Big Air, Speed Retrieve, and EV back to back. At Regionals, we're not going to do that. We're just going to take it on your score. So you're going to want to enter all 3 of the disciplines in order to get your Iron Dog score and make sure you check your Iron Dog box, because we are going to invite, again, the top 4 from Iron Dog on the upper division and the top 4 on the lower division. So you're going to see Warriors and Titans being represented at Worlds. However, at Worlds, if you qualify as an Iron Dog, you're going to be a true Iron Dog at Worlds. You will have to compete back-to-back disciplines in your qualifying rounds and or your finals.
Okay. All right, so the road there, we're going to take it just as a normally run event, but then at Worlds, then it would be, as Worlds has been run in the past, separate Iron Dog and Big Air, Speed Retrieve, Extreme Vertical.
There's really one major technical difference that we want to make sure that the DockDogs community are aware of. Based on the economic times, a lot of homes, a lot of families, a lot of husbands and wives are either swapping dogs or competing with one dog. And the biggest thing we're trying to avoid is we don't want anybody to be left behind and not have a chance to go to the World Championships, or at least achieve an invite to the World Championships. So what we're allowing at regional championships this year is, if you and Jennifer are jumping Haley and you're both titled senior with Haley, you guys can both register with Haley and compete in the same round of competition. But the caveat is, going in, you must know, if both of you place to go to the top 6 final, a dog can only be in a final with 1 handler. So the person with the highest placement will be in the final at regionals, and it'll be the same at Worlds. Let's say that you qualify and get for an invitation in one location, and Jennifer qualifies in another event, and both of you get into the senior division at Worlds. You can come and compete in the qualifying rounds. However, if you both make it to Worlds top 6, the one with the highest score will only be in the finals. but we don't want people not to be able to try and get that invitation regardless of who it is.
Right. No, that sounds great, and that is a good way to handle the multiple handlers for single dog teams. I think that's fair. So Jennifer and I could be in the same wave, essentially.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. And there's a qualifying round. Everybody competes at the regionals on Friday, and everybody competes at the regionals on Saturday. And there'll be some unique specialty classes mixed in there, as well as some of the EV and Iron Dog stuff on Sunday.
Well, I know there's a lot more great information. We're going to get back to it, but we're going to break for a commercial right now. I'm talking with Grant Reeves, President and CEO of DockDogs. This is DockDogs TV, and we'll be right back. Thanks for watching another edition.
Hey, have you seen the new DockDogs store online? Good thing dogs can't use computers, because those new toys are awesome. Parker!
All right, welcome back to DockDogs TV. I'm Jim Zelasco. I'm here with Grant Reeves, President and CEO of DockDogs. We were just talking about Worlds. In fact, this whole episode is dedicated to Worlds. We've already gone over where Worlds is going to be, Dubuque, Iowa, for the next 3 years. We've also gone over these regional championships, West, Central, Eastern, and the Canadian. Grant, there's also other ways to get the Worlds.
Absolutely. All roads, as we said, lead to the World Championships. And we've already talked quickly. I just want to make sure people know that if you were at World Championships last year and you placed high, you're getting a re-up for your invite. Absolutely. The National Championships, although it's been discontinued, we are extending the invitations to those high placements at Nationals because it was divisional last year, and those people are coming. Those invitations are going out right away. But what's really unique is we also have what we call the International Sportsman's Expo, the ISE Best of the West. We've been running that for the last couple of years, and it's been a huge, big hit. Because the Western dogs only really get a lot of events in the first quarter and a couple throughout the rest of the year. So this is their chance out there. So we're going to take the rankings after Salt Lake City, and the Best of the West are going to get invited. You can get all the real particular information online at the DockDogs.com website under the Events tab. But in addition to that, we just launched our new sanctioned facility series, and we've already had a couple of facility events. So similar to the ISE Best of the West, it's going to be similar. You go to 2 facility events anywhere in North America, and we're going to take those rankings as of October 29th, specifically related only to the facility series rankings, and we're going to bite the top dogs from those divisions. And so that's going to be a pretty cool opportunity as well. And then you have your standard stuff, the overall rankings from worldwide. You have the overall regional championship program that we've talked about. There will be one event that we're going to select this year. Nobody knows where it is, nobody knows whose it is except our management team. It's called the Wild Card event. And we're just going to pull the top dog from those divisions at that event. In addition to that, you have your worldwide rankings and your Sportsman Series rankings. So there's many roads to get there. As I said, we're expecting somewhere in excess of probably 300 to 400 entries, which is somewhere between 24 and 28 dogs per division, trying to get to that top 6 to be their divisional champion, world champion. It's a true world championship.
Okay, so along with this, there are a little bit of technicalities. People need to get to a certain number of events, is that correct?
Yeah, you have to have competed in a regional supporting your local club, or a national event either in 2011 or 2012, previous to your invitation being extended to you. So that's one of the things. The other major issue that seems to be another hot spot is you do have to be an active worldwide member, both to either compete at the regional championship or to be invited to the Worlds, but you don't get ranked or you don't get titled regardless if you're not an active worldwide member.
Right, okay. All right, so if I were not a member, active worldwide member, but I know that my stats probably would get me to Worlds, would I be, are those retro? Would I be able to join? And
Absolutely, they go from year to year. This year they're going from basically October 15th through to December 31st. However, if you don't buy your membership, you're not being ranked and you're not being titled. So if you go to an event and somebody else has already been given that invitation because you weren't an active worldwide member at that time, then don't expect to get an invitation. Okay. You would have to go to another event and re-up to get your qualifying event in, or to get that earn an invite based on placement. But don't forget, if we already extend the invitation to you, I can't take it away from you because I decided to go and buy membership after the fact.
Understood.
You always listen. The benefits of being an active member are tremendous this year, and we're still adding stuff every month. We're adding new benefits to being a member. Part of it is this opportunity for regionals and Worlds. They're going to be the biggest events we've ever seen.
All right, so let's suppose that I did not go to a regular national or club event in 2011 or 2012. I went straight to a regionals, and I would normally qualify, but I don't have those. Can I then go to an event, or is it too late?
No, you have to have been at that event before you earn your invitation.
Okay.
So you could go to regionals, but if you haven't gone to another event in 2011 or 2012, that would count as an event, but you'd have to go to another event and earn a placement.
And it would have had to been before that.
Correct.
Or you're going to have to, it'll have to be the next regionals, because that regionals you didn't qualify because you didn't have the previous
Or you
event.
could fall back on your overall rankings. You might place
and those things as well. Correct. Okay. All right. Now there's also something else. We can, just like nationals, the old nationals used to be, you can jump up in a division. Yeah,
we've changed it. We called it a bonus round before at nationals. We've changed it to what we call, Linda Torsten actually came up with it, because I was trying to get dialogue that the DockDogs community could relate to. And a bonus round kind of thought, oh, I get to go for free. It's bonus. It's not a free round. I don't want to mislead people. It's called the one-up round. And just like the old nationals, you might be a senior titled dog, but you know that you are really outperforming that title and you're trying to work your way up. You can go and also compete at the regional championships in the master level. You can jump up one division and go into one or both of those qualifying rounds too. And the main reason for that is many years of motorsports and racing myself. I used to drive 20 hours for my 3 laps on the track, and it was over. I don't want that in the DockDogs community. We work really hard to make value for what you're getting. So if you're going to spend your time, your money, have the camaraderie of these special events, you need to be able to jump more than just one jump or one round of competition. So not only do you get your 2 rounds in your regular division, but if you choose to one up, you can also jump in a division above you and compete for extra rounds of competition.
Okay, all right. No, that's a great opportunity. You're right. It certainly is much better than just going jumping once and saying, well, that's it, we tried our best.
Well, there are those people that love to sit in the tents. Dogtown's a pretty busy place these days.
I'm one of them, I know. All right, on a little bit of a different issue, which I'm sure this will come to light or be asked somewhere, there are going to be those that are going to purposely not get that last leg for that title. I'll just say it out straight, there's going to be sandbaggers.
In every sport, you always have the 1 or 2 individuals that do it. And one of the things that DockDogs as a community, as a whole, have been very good is self-policing. We used to have issues on the forum. We don't have those issues anymore because, frankly, you're frowned upon by your peers. The rules provide for blatant sandbagging that we as management, event managers, or any of the rules committee can basically put their hand up and say, wait, that's ridiculous. You can't do that. And we will call those people out. When it's discretionary, and it's a very tricky topic, to put real life examples, if a junior dog qualifies and the guy's jumping elite, but he just doesn't want to go get his elite title, the reality of it is that guy either has an alternative motive and he's going to be frowned upon for the rest of his career in Dock Dogs, or we're going to call him out. But if you've got a junior titled dog and he's jumping in the low end of the senior division and wins the junior, he's having a great weekend, or she's having a great weekend. You can't penalize somebody for that. The bottom line is, if people want to sandbag and be dishonest, they're going to be looked at as sandbaggers and being dishonest. But the community as a whole isn't like that. We've seen it from time to time, but those people come and go, and frankly, they can go. We don't care. We have a really solid community in Dock Dogs, and we're growing every day, and that's what we're like about it. We cannot lose sight of it being a competition, especially at regionals, even more so at Worlds, but it's about having fun with your friends, your family, and most importantly, your canine companions. And I always say this to everybody: if you got a complaint, get your dog to come and talk to me, because they don't know the difference. The dogs just want to have fun.
That's so true. All right, well, there we go. Now, this is the second episode where really we've talked about Worlds, and we get more details each time, but this is it. It's a done deal. It's going forward. Dubuque, here we come, 3 years in a row. It's going to be exciting.
I know where I'm going to be every November 13th to 15th, or that weekend. I'm going to be in Dubuque.
Fantastic, and I'm hoping I'll be there. We're going to try.
Jim, you're always invited, because if you're not jumping a dog, you got a camera in your hand anyway, so you're always welcome.
Thank you. So, I appreciate everyone watching another episode of Dock Dogs TV. This is kind of a special episode. Until next time, I'm going to see if Grant has any other bombshells he would like to drop on me.
Let me say, here's a bombshell that I'll give you, Jim, because a lot of people don't know about it. We've talked about our online presence. We're there. We've already done it. It's ready to go. We're just doing some technical backup. As I said, the forum it's inadequate. It's antiquated in the fact that not a lot of people are using it anymore, and it's old technology. So with the launch of our new website, which you're going to see very, very soon, and the new website's really unique. It's not only dedicated to the Dock Dogs community who are already involved, but it's all about social media, recruiting more people to come into our program and expose basically you as the community to the general public. But there's going to be a blog in there, and I think the blog, I'm not a techie guy, I don't know, but what I'm understanding, what I'm seeing, I think the blog is going to be a huge communication tool. So everybody rally behind it. If you got something to tell us, put it in the blog. If you're at an event, we got our own Twitter thing now. I don't know, I still haven't tweeted. I'm not Ashton Kutcher or anybody like that, but I'm going to have to be starting to tweet, because bottom line is people are going to be at events and things are going to happen. Tweet us. Let the rest of the world know instantly. We live in that time, so we've got to catch up, and we're about 2 weeks away from being there.
Wow, and just so people don't think you're watching an old episode of Dock Dogs TV where we're talking about a newer website then, you're talking about another new website.
We're taking the next step. We launched back in November, the current website that's out there, and March of 2012 is going to be a big milestone for us, and that's going to be a huge launch for us.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure we'll be touching more on that on future episodes.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some hot topics coming out of the website. Absolutely.
Well, as always, if you have any questions for Grant, myself, or any suggestions for Dock Dogs TV, you can email us right here at the address on the screen. I'll take some of those questions to Grant each episode, and we'll get some answers from the man straight from Dock Dogs offices. Now, we didn't have any for this last episode, so we just want to tell you all about Worlds, and I do appreciate you once again, Grant, coming and being on Dock Dogs TV.
Well, just to close off, Jim, one last thing, the questions that you fire at us, they truly are from the people. People think that you're probably writing them, but they're not, and you don't pull any punches, and our agreement, go on record, as long as it's constructive, we're going to answer them, because there's some tough questions that have to be answered, but without the input, the questions, and the opportunity for change, we won't continue to grow, and that's the number one objective. We want to continue to grow Dock Dogs, and you doing Dock Dogs TV has been a big part of that already this year, and we're looking forward to even more of it in the future. Thank you.
I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to it as well. So thank you again, Grant.
Thank you.
Good to see you. We'll see you on the next episode of Dock Dogs TV.